Loja at Clubhouse 2, and I want to introduce you to two people here. Patty I've known from a trip that we took together. Monette is someone I just met, and Patty and I met on a trip with the Ocean Club, and it was wonderful. We went to Yosemite, and we went to Carmel, and we went to see the sequoias, and it was fabulous. It was a great, great trip. And then I just met Monette today, as a matter of fact, through Patty, and the focus really on the Thrive program for this month is on having fun. And these ladies just moved here not long ago, and they have some stories to tell about why they moved here, where they moved from, and what they're up to today, how they're thriving, what they've learned, and take it away.
Take it away.
Sure.
Okay, well, let's see. I did move here from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And at that time, I said to myself, I'm going to retire to an active community. I want a lifestyle that would rejuvenate me in this Act 3, I call it, of life. And so I went online, I looked in Arkansas, Florida, and California. And I said, I think I'll come out here to California for just a few months and see if it fits me. Well, it's over a year and a half later. I have had a wonderful time. I tell my friends I'm at camp because I've got tons of activities. It's also kind of like being in college. You have access to Saddleback college classes, but you don't have to work hard. You just sit back and absorb it. And the people out here, Southern hospitality in Louisiana is wonderful. And I thought the people out here might be a little cool and reserved. No, it's been great. And I met Monette playing bridge, and then we were in the Hikers Club together, the Ocean Club together. We play Mexican Train with other friends and drink wine and pass a good time, as they say in Louisiana. So I love it out here. It's been everything that I had hoped for.
Great. I play bridge too, so when do you play?
Wednesday nights.
Oh, I miss you then. You must be better than I.
No.
Well, probably.
But we do have fun.
Oh, good. And what's your story too, Monette?
Well, let's see. I moved from Ohio to Florida and finished my career there, living 11 years in Florida. And then when I retired about a year and a half ago, one of my daughters lives in Laguna Beach, and they encouraged me to get closer to them and my grandchildren. And they had actually heard about Laguna Woods Village from several of their friends who had parents who had moved here in the last few years. And so they came and drove around with a realtor who got them in just to get a feel for where they thought I should live. And they agreed. And then I sold my house the day I put it on the market, and I thought that was a good sign.
Great.
I'm supposed to be going to California.
Yes.
And I have to say, when I first arrived here, one of the things that I kept telling friends in Florida who were asking, how is it, that people were friendlier than when I moved to Florida as far as welcoming me to whatever activity I showed my face at, or showing me the ropes and how to get places. And it is like Patty said, kind of like going to an adult day camp. You could do anything, there's options to do something from 7:30 in the morning till 9:30 at night and change your schedule every day. So I've enjoyed just trying lots and lots of activities. I try to do one new thing every week that I haven't done before.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite things that you found that really help you thrive in this community?
Hiking.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because I wasn't familiar with the area, I joined the hiking club. Doing things outside here in this climate is a pleasure. It was too hot and humid in Louisiana to do a lot of outside activities. So the hiking club, every Saturday morning, they take us to a really cool area that's nearby. So we've hiked Newport Beach, we've hiked in San Clemente, we've hiked Lake Forest, Laguna Beach, and different places and trails and parks within those areas that I never would have found on my own. So we usually meet at 8:30. We start hiking around 9 to get to where we're going. And we're back around 11. And we've had a wonderful experience, and you still have the rest of your Saturday to do, you know, whatever else you've planned.
It's
that's one of my
also so
favorites.
interesting because we have company coming from out of town pretty regularly, and that kind of gives you an idea of what is a fun walk to introduce them to a place that we wouldn't otherwise know about.
Gosh. Okay, so what are some of the things you've done to your favorite?
Oh my gosh, it's hard for me to say my favorite activity. I mean, I enjoy going on the Ocean Club sales, which are Wednesday or once on the weekend. I've joined the 60 is the new 40 group, and everywhere I go, though, I keep meeting such a diverse group of interesting people that say, now, why don't you come and do this with us? Or, you know, so I've met some gals at the 60 is the new 40s group, and they invited me to come to Bunko, and I play that once a month with them. And it just, you know, one thing leads to another, but unlike work, you can say, well, I've gone a few times and that's not for me, and try something else. It's not like you are committed to go for the semester.
Yeah, I've done the same thing, but I like the Ocean Club. That sounds great. I haven't tried that, and the hiking club, and I haven't tried that either. But I found the same thing. I've tried a lot of different things this year in particular, and I kind of whittled it down to 3 basic things that I really, really like. But it's true. It's like you're not committed where, you know, if you want to drop out and say, well, you know, I'm just going to go on to something else, it's great. But I've taken up golf, which I like, and then the bridge, which I really enjoy, and then the dancing too. So we met in the dancing class just recently too, so you just started that as well.
Yeah.
There's an unclub.
An unclub.
It's not a formal group, but on Friday afternoons there's a French game called pétanque. And it's played up there by lawn bowling near Clubhouse 1. And it's kind of like lawn bowling with a little target ball, and you know, throw a ball that you've got to shoot to the target. And it's just whoever drops in. And afterwards we sit around and have wine and talk about the world's
Everybody
problems.
brings a little appetizer.
Yeah. So
to
I
share.
invite you both to drop in
Oh, okay.
Friday
When is it?
afternoons
Friday?
at 6.
At 6, okay, and it's over Clubhouse 1.
Yeah, it's a dirt court, and it's funny because I'm going to France in September, and I'm thinking, I wonder if I really see them playing pétanque.
I
Yeah.
was just there 2 weeks ago. I didn't see it.
Well, it's a fun game.
How fun. Okay, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, I hadn't either till
Interesting. You're going to say something too.
Oh, one of the things I've gotten most involved in is the garden club.
Okay.
Gardening is really something I enjoy immensely, and the speakers at the garden club are fabulous. So it's Clubhouse 1 in the large hall, and it's the 4th Wednesday of the month. I met such a large group of people there that I now see in water aerobics or hikers club, and I'm one of the hospitality co-chairmen. But I love the fact that there are men and women, younger and older people, but they all have one common interest, and that is our environment and gardening and things that are pretty. And so that's one thing that I've enjoyed. And then I arranged a trip through that to Sunnylands in Rancho Mirage for 56 people last spring, and I met, I just keep meeting more people, and that never gets boring.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that hopefully with the show, we can encourage people to get out and meet other people, because I've met a lot of people through other people. I mean, that's how the circle seems to be widening, because today I just met you, which is great, but what could we share with people to help them maybe get out and realize that really just through doing a few simple things or little things, they can meet someone, and through that person they can meet another person, and you really find people that you click with, that you really like.
Well, I find when I'm around Clubhouse 1 and Clubhouse 3, there are a lot of flyers.
True.
And if you look at the flyers for either trips to take, or lessons to take, or speakers to, attend, whatever interests you, I guarantee you there's going to be a great group of people there, because there's 18,000 people here. The other thing is they say, volunteer work is very rewarding. And you even have that opportunity here. I know Monette volunteers with the schools, and I've been with her to Top of the World Elementary to help the kids plant gardens. And I myself belong to the Friendly Visitors Program. And we go out and we visit people that are more or less homebound. You know, for one reason or another, they would enjoy having some company. And that's extremely important, I think, to feel like you are giving back to the community.
Now, how is that done and through whom?
Well, Village Woods has social services.
Okay.
And Dawn Hibbs is the program director.
Okay.
And they really need men to volunteer to go visit men, and they have women visit women. And you more or less just establish a rapport with that person and get to know them and visit with them, you know, 2 or 3 times a month. It usually ends up being more, but it's really nice.
That's wonderful. So through the social services department. Okay,
Yes.
that's great. And then you volunteer then with the schools, or is it through the garden club?
Well, actually, I belong to a garden club outside of the Laguna Woods, the one in Laguna Beach. So the school system has a children's garden program, and I've been finding more friends here that would like to help one morning a month. We just go and either work with the kids or help the teacher who runs that program. It's just something that I'm really blessed to be able to do and enjoy immensely. But of the new people that I meet here, it seems like they're running around with like a deer in headlights. I can't figure where's my niche, what to do. There's so many things to do. And I think that 2 or 3 things that really helped me was subscribing to the Globe and reading it in detail and picking one new thing a week to attend, and maybe go 3 or 4 times, maybe go forever, or just going and leaving. But I committed to myself to try one new thing every week, and after 18 months, I'm probably doing 2 new things a month, maybe every other week. But I go by myself a lot because I've learned that if I go with 1 or 2 people, I leave knowing those same 1 or 2 people, but I haven't interacted with all of the other people that I really want to get to know as well. So I kind of like say, you know, just get in there and say hello and go by yourself, and I've made more friends that way than if I was just gravitating toward the people I've already learned or met.
In what way has living, you know, in this community changed your life since you've been here?
Rejuvenation is a really good word to describe my own personal experience. And I truly mean that because I lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana the last 30 years. And so I found that, you know, what Monette said is true. You kind of gravitate to the same group and do a lot of the same things. And when I came out here, it was like Alice in Wonderland, you know. I found that I could do different things that maybe had been on the back burner or weren't available. And it's an adventure to discover California. I could drive from one end to the other end and be so happy just because of the natural beauty of the state. Louisiana is a beautiful state. I encourage people to visit it. The comfort level out here and the diversity of the scenery, you know, to have the mountains on one side of the PCH and the Pacific Ocean and drive that drive is the most magnificent feeling in the world. Yeah. In fact, I just got a convertible.
Oh, fabulous. Yeah. Have to have a convertible in California.
I put that music on, and the other thing is when you're doing that, you see the most gorgeous cars. I've seen Lamborghinis and Ferraris and Porsches and antique cars so often that I don't know where to look anymore.
Just look out because she's looking at the cars, not the road.
Yeah. The ocean, the mountains, the cars.
That was the one thing about that trip we took too, is we were in that silver Lariat, which was attached to the Amtrak, and we just went up the coast, and they had the dining car with the dome, and it was so beautiful. It was so fun. That was a great trip. It really was. That was through the Ocean Club.
Yeah, that's right. It was the Ocean Club.
How about you?
I am healthier because I feel like I can do some exercise easily every day. I walk 2.5 miles every day, and it just, I felt a little bit isolated being a single person working and managing a home in Florida. I didn't have that much time to do things that are fun. And now, I mean, it's just like all the things that I worked for during my career and hoped for in my retirement are coming true. And there is no limit to the number of things that I can put on my calendar that are just for fun. So it's very energizing and a very happy experience for me to be here and enjoying Laguna Woods Village and all the entertainment at the Performing Arts Center, the music and comedians in Clubhouse 5 at the different state clubs. I run out of time to do as many things as there are to do.
That's true. It's like Disneyland.
Yeah, and meeting people from all over the country. And sometimes all over the world, you know, being exposed to different cultures out here, I think is fascinating. I mean, because it is a learning experience. And the courses Saddleback College offers out here, I think, are great. If you want to get to know people, go to some of the current events classes. We've got all kinds of people that speak up in current events, you know, with opinions, because these are retired PhDs that are teaching them, people with a lengthy experience and background, you know, as professionals in their field. And I have found that very interesting, you know, to hear different viewpoints, especially coming, you know, from the South out to my friends call it the left coast. So, you know, I'm beginning to see more diverse opinions and outlooks and perspectives in that regard, too.
Have you had people come visit you?
Yeah, from Ohio and from Florida.
Okay.
And particularly people who really not spend any time in California. And I have another friend from high school coming in October, and the calendar is so packed already for what I'm going to take them to do while we're here. I mean, we don't always stay in the village, but there are activities here in Dana Point and Newport Beach and Laguna Beach to show them. And, you know, having lived in a 55-plus community in Florida, I can really compare this to that. And it was a much smaller community, but there's just so much energy here compared, and so much diversity. And so many people from other countries, and hearing about other people's lives that are different from mine, it's just, I'm never bored, that's for sure. And my friends who come to visit can't wait to come again.
Now, you both belong to the 60 is the New 40 group? Or
No,
not?
I went the other night to a function that they sponsored, and it was blues, barbecue, and beer. And it was fun. You know, I may become a member, I'm not sure, but they had a beer tasting, and then they had a nice buffet, and they had a wonderful band, and people danced. But I liked the name of that club, and I could see that they were a fun group. But I think Monette belongs.
I went to their first meeting, and I've gone to that. I was supposed to go Friday, but I ended up with a commitment with my family. But I meet a couple new people every time I go, and I met 5 women who included me in their bunco group, and we've done things like go on a Saturday morning in Dana Point in a Surrey's on a hunt for clues, and then we're drinking beer and having fun by 11:30 at a great lunch on the beach or on the shoreline in Dana Point. There are 2 a month. One is just a small plate and maybe wine, maybe playing games, and another has a theme. It's just really nice because there's no hook. There's, you know, it's just go have a good time. You know, you don't have to do anything other than pay a few dollars, and it's great entertainment and another way to meet nice people.
What do you see in the future, too, for yourselves, and what are some of your goals here?
I know you should have a 5-year plan.
No, maybe not anymore, but...
I thought we gave that up.
Yeah.
Retired.
And I apologize because I do not have one.
Maybe that's good.
I looked up the word thrive because you said this is the name of this show. And it was to develop and to flourish. And I feel like I'm flourishing, and maybe I'll start developing toward a goal. Because, you know, I think I've gotten my feet wet, and I've made the decision to stay out here. And as far as a long-term goal, I mean, I hope to stay healthy. I hope to still enjoy life as much as I am now. And to get to know California better, and just to maintain a level of contentment and happiness out here. Just like I met Monette, I feel like I've known her forever, you know, and there are people out here that give you that feeling, and I think all moving together ahead into the future is comforting, because now you have good friends that you didn't have when you first arrived. So establishing that foundation was important. And as soon as I get a plan, I'll call you.
Okay. That'll be the next show. How about your goal,
Well,
possibly in the future?
I'm going to continue to try things I haven't tried before, and maybe go back to getting some golf in. I did start that, but then I didn't continue with it. But I do want to take some classes at the Saddleback offers here in the village. But I have grandchildren close by, so I like to have the flexibility now that I'm not going to a particular class every couple of days. And when they get a little more grown up and don't want to do things with their grandmother, I definitely spend some more time doing things with Saddleback courses. And I'd like to also know, I'm so green about where is San Clemente and what are the neighboring cities and places to go. I love adventures and trying something new. So I think it's just going to be diversity and meeting more new people also.
Right, and I think through friendships too, like you're just saying, you just met and that we've just met, and I think that's really important too, because I learn a lot through other people about where to go and what they're doing and what's interesting, and then I'll try this because of them. And I joined like 12 groups last year, and I think I won't be a member of that many, you know, this year, but still, I mean, it's exciting just to kind of try new things, and I wouldn't if it hadn't been for other people.
We're very fortunate to live here.
I know, we are. So for the audience, what are some of the steps, since you both have moved here pretty recently, what steps could they take to get woven into this community?
I think of 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, 4 to go.
Get out the door.
Because I sold everything in Louisiana. House, furniture, you know, car, everything. And so I was ready mentally. Okay, sold all that, had the money. Came out here with the attitude that I wanted to spend the last part of my life doing all the things that were on the back burner for so long. Like Monette said, you didn't have time because you're raising a family and you have a lot of responsibilities. And so I came out here with that attitude that I wanted to join different clubs and explore the 200 and something opportunities offered. And I think it was kind of like you know, I went horseback riding, I played pool, and you know, did so many things, but it was a smattering to kind of narrow the field down. And so as far as an adventure and doing things, I think you just have to take the initiative and put yourself out there in something that you enjoy, where you'll meet people with a similar interests, and then, like you say, through those people you meet other people. So Monette and I, we clicked, and now we do things you know, with other friends even outside the organized events. So I think it's just kind of mental attitude of being open and positive.
When I was an outside salesman, the first person who trained me said, if you don't get up and put your in those days, suit on and your high heels and walk out the door, you're not going to earn any money. And here, if you don't get up and go out and meet people, throw a lot of things at the wall, and some of them are going to stick, and some of them are going to be for you. And it's such an endless list of between the globe and the website, and the flyers at Clubhouse 1 and 3, and commit that I'm going to try 1 or 2 things new every week. Get out of the building you live in and your close by neighbors and meet other people. It's very energizing and a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiastic, fulfilling things to do. That could be a stumper going alone, but here I can just say people have generally been so embracing that I've never felt alone, even though I went alone.
I found the same thing. I took one of the club trips up to see like the space shuttle, and I went by myself because my friend wasn't interested, and she went off and did something at Joshua Tree, and I felt very comfortable because I was on the bus with everybody else, and it was a tour, and it was well-educated people explaining what you were seeing and what you were doing, and it was great. I mean, it really was. I felt very comfortable. It wasn't odd at all.
And nothing is cast in stone here, so you can just keep on experimenting until you get a good mix of activities that's right for you.
Yeah.
And so many of those trips are educational.
They are.
I know
very.
I went on one with a saddleback geology professor, and it was a day trip, and they had a bus of about 20 people, and they took us up along the San Andreas Fault, explained all the earthquake information, to somebody like me coming from hurricane country. Earthquakes were unknown, and it was very educational.
It is. So all of you out there, I think 2 main things that are very helpful is, and I know they have flyers at Clubhouse 5 as well, but pick up a flyer, look through the globe, pick a couple things you might be interested in, give it a try, and you'll probably meet a lot of really nice people in this community, and through other people you can meet other friends and kind of widen this circle, because we're very fortunate to live here. Not only is it beautiful, there are a lot of nice people out there, so we hope that you do that.
Crazy to sit home and watch TV when you can be out there having a great time every day.
True. And learning and thriving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.